Here with us right now, Julius Hollis, founder and CEO of the Alliance for Digital Equality. Also, Roger Kay, president and founder of Endpoint Technologies. Great to see both you guys. I'm going to begin with Julius right here with me on set. Give me a sense. You're saying that for every $1 billion, every $5 billion, excuse me, that's going to translate to 250,000 jobs. So if the government's spending $5 billion in broadband, you're going to actually get 200,000 plus jobs. Walk me through those numbers, how you came to this analysis and conclusion.
It's actually 250,000.
250,000.
100,000 will come from the telecom industry, and then another 150 will come from the IT network providers.
Okay.
So if you look at the fact that we would have to invest $350 billion to build a national broadband infrastructure, that translates into roughly over 1,000,002 jobs.
Okay, so this could be a significant boost to the economy, obviously, at a time when it desperately needs new jobs. Let me ask you, though, I mean, these costs are so enormous. Overall, what would it really cost to get something like this rolled out?
Well, it would take the private sector working with the federal government to make the necessary private investments to build the infrastructure that's required.
How much money are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about probably 10% of that amount, $350 billion, probably up to about $100 billion to really jumpstart that process. Mm-hmm. The president is very much committed to do that. We have to increase the move of the United States up from right now 15th in the country to about in the top 10, and that's going to take a massive Marshall-type plan to do that.
And how does that fit with, you know, and I want to get to Roger momentarily to talk about who might benefit from this, but Julius, I'll stay with this for a moment. How do you work here to have both the government and the private sector involved in this?
Well, the private sector will indeed have to make the majority of the investments. The public sector must provide the regulatory framework to stimulate those private dollars coming in from the AT&Ts, from the Viacoms, and other technology companies that will build this network out.
Okay, let's talk about the what-if scenario. Roger, if we do in fact see something like this, talk to me about who might benefit company-wise. I mean, as an investor, how could I be well-positioned to get ahead of something like this?
Right. Well, you're going to have a lot of segments that are affected by this development. It really is a huge development, as Julius has said. Mm-hmm. And so basically, if you look at them in groups, the carriers who are the ones that are going to actually provide the service. And they're the ones that are going to mostly have to make the expenditures, and they may not be able to bill back all of it through to their subscribers right away. So for them, it's going to be a little tough. Some guys who are really going to enjoy it, though, are the content providers. So you've got people like Disney who provide movies, high-definition video.
You don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to have $1 million advertising budget in order to promote yourself. The opportunities, you've got to feel the excitement in me, because I know that especially communities of color, especially communities with economic challenges, especially with communities with educational disparities, that they could bridge those divides through this technology.
The digital divide is real. I mean, lack of access to broadband and internet technology for traditionally underrepresented groups is huge. And what's on everybody's mind today are jobs. Jobs. We have the national unemployment rate is 10.4%. I'm here in the city of Newark, where actually I own a business. Here the unemployment rate is 15.9%, but among African Americans and Latinos, it's around 25%. And we all know that technology is the future, so how can we use access to technology or lack of access and talk about those issues to hopefully create small businesses that work in the technology space, and that's what we're talking about. Well, what I love about the Alliance for Digital Equality in this conference today is that we're really looking at it from a point of opportunity and education around broadband and technology, rather than saying, we don't have this, we don't have that, it's bad, someone's wrong. It's about, no, what can we do in the underrepresented groups and minority communities to actually take advantage? We know in this country that small businesses are the bedrock for employment. That's it. I mean, that's a known thing. So how can we encourage minority and traditionally underrepresented groups to gain access to technology and to promote small business development in these communities? And like you said, use mobile-based technology. There's so many different opportunities in different ways to get access to information. How can we educate folks about that and how they should learn to use technology aggressively in an entrepreneurial manner?
So the goal of this summit was to really bring to Newark, New Jersey, a national program to discuss the importance of bringing broadband technology to low-income and minority communities. That was the goal, to have a much broader, larger discussion about the importance and the value. And what they were trying to do was really set a new agenda. They unveiled an agenda called the JET agenda, J-E-T, which is Jobs, Education, and Technology. The Alliance for Digital Equality is the name of the organization that put this on. Now, honestly, they kind of sprung up on me out of nowhere. I mean, I just got word of them about a year ago, and they have been diligently going to city after city, creating new chapters, not just talking, but actually in Washington, D.C., they have a chapter. In Miami, they have a chapter. In Los Angeles, they have a chapter. Now in Newark, New Jersey. So they are actually putting people together and doing mobilization, and they're bringing major stakeholders, FCC commissioners, and all these people that are involved in the National Broadband Plan, and politicians and other dignitaries like former Mayor of Miami, Manny Diaz, former mayor of your hometown of Atlanta, Franklin, are all now involved in this and are really bringing some momentum and mobilization to these efforts.